Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Beware the Bees and Football Manager Save here with Brentford in the Barclays Premier League. It's season 3, of course, and we are not doing the West Brom game because we have drawn Chelsea in the Capital One Cup. So I thought it'd be a good game to do to really test ourselves, to give us a good opportunity because we do want some cup success this season. It's something that would be very good to really put us on the map, and it is probably one of the best ways to get into the Europa League. So something that perhaps maybe we could have our eyes on, looking forward, which is of course the episode title yesterday. But firstly, I want to talk to you about some South African Regens. That's what we're looking at the moment. Because there's a few I'm very interested to get because they're very cheap. One of them, Bernard Kumala. I haven't got his stats just yet, but he's 16 years of age, contracted to the Orlando Pirates. But that, from what I can see, 13 to 17, he's pacey as well. Obviously the 13 to 17 on determination and 15 to 20 heading means he could be a good player. Got that 5-star potential ability, so we're going to give him a repeated scout until we find out what he is. To what he's like. One I am going to take a punt on is Storm Somi or Masomi. One, because if he scores, I can go feel the storm, and how great will that feel? But two, just look at the stats. He's pacey. He's got good dribbling, good header, good technique, and he has an incredible goals return for the Kaiser Chiefs so far this season, and last season as well. 6 goals in 7 games and 3 goals in 3 games for an attacking midfielder is ridiculous. So a player that I have to bring in, and he could be a very long term, a very good player in the long term. Another one we're looking at is Abram Kylen. He also plays for the Kaiser Chiefs, and that 16 to 19 work rate at centre back really interested me. And he has all the stats there for a centre back: 13 to 16 heading, 13 to 17 marking, 12 to 15 tackling. Got me very interested in him. Because they are good stats for a defender. Played a bit last season, played this season. So in the team at 18 is very good to see, and another one we're gonna have to keep an eye on. We've got a South Korean region that we're looking at, Yon Young Hyun. Oh God, I'm gonna hate that. But he's made a lot of appearances for the Youngsiang High School, and a player with good determination, good tackling, good heading, and another centre back that we might look at bringing in. 6'4", a big Korean man. So we'll soon see what happens there. There is another one that we're going to look at bringing in. Fabang Delamini. Now this guy's stats really do excite me. That 16 to 20 determination. I think he has a professional. We don't get to see his personality, right? So I must be thinking of someone else. But whatever. But a very good player. 18 years of age. Also making an appearance for Sundowns. It makes him a very good asset. And we've applied for him. We've put in a £600,000 bid for the lad. As we had one other lad as well, Storm Masomi, also £650,000. And if we can bring these two in, if not the other two, then it'll be good because we've got some good young South African players that we can hopefully nurture into the first team role. And if he can reach that potential, if he does have the good current ability, he could very much be our new long-term left midfielder. You'll also notice someone there that wasn't there before, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. And by just a minute, I mean now, because a few transfers happened on deadline day. A few little things, because we talked about those transfers there. Bilal Sheikh upwards, but 2 new players join us in on loan. James Wilson had his loan deal cut short. I thought that we could use that our domestic loan a lot better than James Wilson, who's just a bench warmer. So I brought in Lucas Piazon on loan from Chelsea to be a cover/rotation option at left midfield alongside Ivan Perisic. And he hasn't made an appearance yet, but perhaps, well, not tonight because it's Chelsea, but perhaps soon he'll get his chance. He's been just struggling a little bit with fitness, and we'll see what happens with him. And also we brought in as our backup striker a Brazilian 32-year-old called Charles, or probably Carles, from Celta Vigo, which is where we got Santi Mina from, who I do want to check on in just a minute. Which is what we're going to do now. But he's a good little striker, good backup for Jordan Rhodes, who's actually not been in the best of form, so he has actually been starting. Santi Mina was for loan, We could have brought him back, a player that we had in our first season, had a decent season with his 11 goals. Didn't quite cut it in Ligue 1 with Toulouse, but I thought he was a decent player. And on the outs, I don't think anything of massive significance. Dominic Paints leaves for Notts County, a player that only made 6 appearances from us. He was always rotation backup, not very good, and he leaves. He was also didn't want to stay at the club. A player I was tempted to bring Johnny Russell back into the club as our backup striker because I thought perhaps we could give him a contract, but I wanted someone only for the year, and he wanted to stay for longer. Anything else? Lastly, Don Becks goes out on loan to Rotherham, a player who I hoped could develop, but he's not really developed for us, so we'll perhaps look to get rid of him next season. So we'll soon see what happens along those lines. So looking at our results, since it's our last left, we continued our decent, our winning start continued. A 1-0 victory at home to Southampton. Very pleasing to see Zach Clough get on the clean sheet. Oh, bloody hell. Well, he ruined Southampton's clean sheet with a goal in the 65th minute. But it was good to see us get a clean sheet and him to get on the score sheet. Again, edged the game. Oh, not edged the game. I think we dominated the game. They had their chances, but we kept the ball well and were hard to beat. Zach Clough with the goal. And I was very impressed. And that's, 2 clean sheets from 2 games was very good to say we had the worst defensive record in the league last season. We then had a bit of a scare when we rotated our squad against Doncaster, but 2 Zach Clough goals saw us through it. Again, this was actually a fairly even game, and I was not too impressed with us. I mean, players like Abdoulaye Ba should be very capable of, and James Tarkowski should be very capable of keeping a clean sheet against Doncaster, and the fact we conceded the goal was a bit disappointing. And even more disappointing was a 2-0 defeat to Newcastle. Davide Santon and Remy Cabella with the goals. Didn't quite turn up on the day. Newcastle, we seem to have trouble against, especially away at St James's Park. Actually, in fact, I'd say that, but I think we won there last season. We did. We won 1-0, but not a good performance from us this year, nonetheless, anyway. But we then bounced back against another North East club. This time, I think, newly promoted Middlesbrough. A 4-1 victory. I kind of... I don't like Darren Ferguson as a manager in real life, and he's the manager of Middlesbrough, so I badmouth him a bit in the press, and we bigged the game up, and I'm very pleased that, even with that additional bit of pressure, our team have managed to, create plenty of chances. Didn't quite dominate the ball as much as we like, but a Zach Clough hat-trick and a Charles goal on his debut was very, very, I'm very happy with that. And now here comes the really annoying result, is that we should not have lost to Manchester United, and I know that's a silly thing to say, but Angel Di Maria in the 44th minute played a 1-2 with the crossbar and scored past David Button, who was not David Button, Fernando Pacheco, is still on the bloody floor. Wayne Rooney got a penalty for virtually nothing. He then had a second one a few minutes later, which luckily was saved. But we created a chance in the game. Didn't quite take them until the 91st minute, but it was a little bit too late. I did in the 90th minute shove Harley Dean up top, go 3-4-3, target man Harley Dean, but we didn't have it. It was not long enough to get an equaliser. And a bitterly disappointing result against Manchester United. But today we have Chelsea in the Capital One Cup, and hopefully we can have a good performance against them. They, of course, are a very good side, and we'll have to show them respect. And of course, we've got Norwich on Saturday, but Norwich I don't think pose the biggest threat. So perhaps we can put in a reasonably strong squad. Obviously, we'll do the standard amount of rotation, of course. Abdoulaye Ba, Jake Bidwell, coming in. Odebajo on for Wilfried Zaha. Will play Henriksen rather than Martin Ødegaard, who's been struggling with fitness. Jordan Rhodes starts alongside Zach Clough, however, and Alan Judge can remain on the bench. The problem we have at this season is Alan Judge, Ødegaard, Henriksen can all fit that roaming playmaker spot, and they all probably could deserve that roaming playmaker spot. But it's really who can make it their own deserves to get it, as far as I'm concerned. Lewis McLeod's going to replace Yarbo, I think, who's going to be rested from the matchday squad completely. And I think that will be our changes for Chelsea. Obviously, we need to show them respect, but we are at Griffin Park, so I do believe we can get a good performance here, assuming as we're at home and it's not as... not as scary as going to Stamford Bridge. And of course, looking at their side, they have an absolute abundance of quality in their team. Courtois, Vishalko, Zuma, Bonucci, Azpilicueta makes a very strong sort of back five. Ramirez and Fabregas going to dominate that centre, going to push forward. Ramirez a classic box-to-box. Cuadrado, Hazard and Oscar, 3 very frighteningly quick attacking players. And Edison Cavani leads the line with Diego Costa on the bench. Now, we've got Charles on the bench. They've got Costa. I'd prefer Charles personally, to be honest. Petr Cech, John Stones, Nemanja Matic, Eugene Konoplyanka, John Terry, Mohamed Salah. Not a bad bench to have, is it? But not quite Harley Dean, David Button, and so on. But good luck, boys. We're going to need it. I'm not expecting any miracles today, but a miracle would not go unnoticed. So let's do it. Lewis McLeod makes his first start of the season. He's on the loan list. He's available for a team to pick up, but he's going to start today for us. Hopefully he can perform and perhaps prove that maybe he does deserve to be in the first team picture. Who knows? Oh dear, that is a terrible goal to concede. What an, I think it's a long throw from Azpilicueta, and Pacheco doesn't deal with it. Just a long ball in. Cavani, sorry, his shot came to Fabregas. Pacheco's got to be holding the ball there. Cuadrado shoots straight at John Flanagan, who can't keep it out. That is, well, some piss poor defending. Let's be fair, absolute piss poor defending. And really a disappointing goal to concede. Should have done better. McLeod, Azpilicueta away. Flano, Henriksen, Bar. Conflano, Henriksen, bring it forward. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a. If you're wondering why I sound a bit weird this episode, I've got a bit of well, my voice is just hurting because of the weekend's football. Jordan Rhodes, what a goal that is, son! Oh, take a bow. It's only a second of the season, and he scored in the last game to regain his confidence and break his goal drought, and he scored again. Oh, great work from the Scotsman. Just picks it up, and he's just straight in that top left corner. No chance for Thibaut Courtois. And it's 1-0. We're back in the game from a little moment of quality from us. But yeah, the weekend's football went to both Derby Watford and Wigan Derby. My throat is absolutely dead, so I'm very sorry about that. Also, as I'm recording this, I'm almost pretty certain I've got a bloody ear infection, which is not great. So, but I'm powering through to make content for you lot. So, I love you all. Let's just put it that way, you lucky bastards. And yeah, but a good first half from us, really. We've shown Chelsea what we're made of, I think. 4 shots to their 6. We've actually kept the ball a little bit better than them. So I reckon we can go out and win this game. I honestly do. I think, granted, they're going to turn up the pressure a bit, and, apply more heat to us. But I do honestly think we have the quality to get past them. I'm going to take off McLeod and bring on Alan Judge. And I know Alan Judge is more of a playmaker rather than a ball winner. But I think he has the ability today. But what we're going to do is going to play him as a box-to-box. So hopefully he can try and get both those roles in the midfield done. We play with 2 box-to-boxes and a 4-5-1, so hopefully he can really, be the player that we need. And he's familiar with the system we want him to play in. Really. Now Clough finds Rhodes. We can hit him on the counter. Ramirez with a strong tackle, as you'd expect. But Clough, lovely ball, finds Perisic. Bad touch. Finds Rhodes. And Courtois makes a save. And we have a corner. Alan Judd's going to whip it in. On a badger at the back post. Perisic. And Courtois makes another good save. Oh my goodness. We are really testing Chelsea now. And we're playing quite well. We are. Abdoulaye Bar heads forward. And now they've gone 2 up top. Diego Costa and Edison Cavani, but they've got quality in abundance, and Eden Hazard picks out Edison Cavani with a lovely ball. And we're speaking how they went 2 up top. They were going to be more attacking, and Eden Hazard's goal, or Eden Hazard's goal, cross, finds Edison Cavani for the goal. And we now find ourselves behind, disappointingly, because we've done very well in this game, and that is a terrible pass from Juan Cuadrado. Vishalko does well to keep it in, and he pings a ball across. Bidwell can't deal with it. Cavani's got space, finds Diego Costa, and it's those tiny, clever passes that teams like Chelsea do that just tear you apart. That we perhaps don't have the quality to do. The ref and the linesman, a long talks there, and they end up booking John Flanagan. I don't know what for. I assume for arguing with the ref, but Barr goes to close him down. James Tarkowski's not marking the man well enough, and we are 3-1 down in a game where perhaps the scoreline's flattering Chelsea a little bit, because Zach Clough smacks the post, and if that goes in, it's a completely different story. That is unlucky on the youngster, who's been in absolutely tremendous form. Really, really harsh. What we're going to do is we're going to put Alan Judge on the left. We're going to bring on Martin Ødegaard on the right, swap Henriksen to the left. We'll leave Wilfred Zaha for now. Come on, Martin. We need that creative flair. Play through Cloughie and Rhodes, and let's get that second goal, and let's really make a tie of this, because this is a good opportunity for us to a really good opportunity for us to get Europa League football. But if Cavani scores here, it's all over. Now we're going to go overload again because I think we have nothing left to lose. High tempo, be more expressive. We're going to go more direct passing and pump the ball into the box. We really need to get this goal now. We really do. Yeah, I feel that this is one of our best opportunities to get European football is through one of the cups, because I don't see us finishing fifth. But I always notice that the FA Cup is often more open. I think it's more traditionally to the cup that more upsets happen. That where Brentford could beat Chelsea, or where bloody little old Margate, who have somehow made it through to the third round, beat Manchester United. Things like that end up happening. So you never know. We have got a man sent off, which has ruined our chances in this game. As far as I'm concerned, we're gonna go push Ødegaard out wide, Henriksen in the centre. Hopefully he remains that box to box. I will play Ødegaard as a wide playmaker on attack. And we're gonna just have to go from there and see what we can do. We've not won this game now. Abdoulaye Ba reckless and has given the team too much to do now. With 11 men, it was unlikely. With 10 men, it's impossible. But a terrible touch from Cavani almost feeds Zaki Clough or Jordan Rhodes. And here's Fabregas, good block. But they're really going to pack our half now and really going to push for that fourth goal. Costa finds it, but he's offside. Let's not flatter them with the scoreline here, boys. They've been okay. They've done well, but so have we. And we really could have, with a slice of luck, if Zach Clough's shot finds the other side of the post, a few inches to the left, it goes in, and it's 4-1. And this isn't a 4-1 defeat. This performance from us and from Chelsea is a 2-1. They scraped past Brentford, but the scoreline and the red card has really ruined us, really hampered us. And what is James Tarkowski doing? I do not know. Him and Alderweireld going for the same man, left the player unmarked. Luckily, it comes to nothing. But some absolutely atrocious defending is costing us in this game. And the ball away. Conor Plank is going to just run out with this, and there's going to be the full-time whistle. Not good enough, really. I mean, we were good, but it's that red card was just reckless and stupid. It was a stupid red card, and Abdoulaye Ba really has to think about what he's done, because if that red card doesn't happen, we're still in the game, I think. It's bloody annoying, and we're out of that cup. We've got to put emphasis now on the FA Cup. We've got to put the emphasis on the FA Cup, and especially on the league. We've had a decent start, but those 2 defeats, although one of them was to Manchester United, could hurt us. We haven't got the toughest of running next. Norwich could win. West Bromwich Albion could win. Liverpool, probably not. But QPR, Forest, Stoke, Swansea, Hull. We've only got 1 or 2 hard teams dotted in and around there. There's no super tough runs, roughly until February when we've got Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham. But that's going to conclude today's episode. I'm sorry my voice has been sounding like it's been sandpaper to your ears. I'm very sorry. But I will see you now for... I'm thinking Stoke. How did we get on against Stoke last season? We beat them... I think we beat them. We beat them 2 times, but lost away. And Stoke at home, maybe... gives us a small gap. Or should we go a bit later? Should we go Swansea? We could go Swansea. Gives a nice big gap, I think. Yeah, we're going to do Swansea, I reckon. So we're going to see you for the Swansea game, which will be the last game in November, away at the Liberty. How did we get on there last season? Had a 1-0 defeat, so let's right that wrong. So I'm going to see you for the next episode, which will be episode 15. We're already at 15 episodes. It took me like 6 months to get to episode 15 on North of the Border, I say with Inverness. So, yeah, crazy. But I want to thank you very much for watching. You've been awesome. Much love. Bye-bye.